Today, as many of us usually do on a daily basis, if that's our routine, looked in my Facebook memories and saw that 4 years ago today, I hit my first weight loss mark of hitting a total weight loss of 23 pounds after just starting just a few weeks previous. And I remember being so excited, so elated, and in this headspace where I knew this was my method. Fasting was my method.
Welcome to the Fasting Focused Lifestyle Podcast, where each week I will be discussing all things fasting and how it can become the most valuable tool in your personal toolkit so that you can live a long, healthy, and meaningful life. I'm your host, Vicki Sharon, and thank you for joining me.
So this week we're going to be talking about the importance of taking photos and documenting your journey along the way. But before I do that, I want to just give everybody listening a very big hug. If you have subscribed and been listening to me for a bit, I want to thank you and acknowledge and appreciate your patience as I get back on to recording episodes here. As you know, if you've listened to me regularly, it's been a little bit of a lapse in time since my last episode. And my headspace, I feel, is a little bit different since my time coming back from Greece, if you've listened to that episode as well. I just want to acknowledge, appreciate, give thanks, and a big, warm virtual from Florida hug right now for you. So I appreciate you. Thank you. If you're new, I thank you too. Very, very much. But yes, let's talk about documenting your journey. So on this journey, it is awesome. It is transformative in every way, as I've said many times before. But there's something especially appreciative that I have to recognize on this journey, especially if you're a visual person like me. And I knew at first I had no intentions of sharing anything about my weight loss journey publicly. Like, I can look at this picture and remember what was going through my mind, remember what feelings I had, how good I felt in the shirt, that it wasn't too tight anymore, that I started to see, the details in my collarbone start to come out. I could feel, as I'd said in the post that I made, my pants were getting easier to put on and my shirts were starting to feel nice. So just that 23-pound movement, and granted, remember, I started at almost 400 pounds. So a 23-pound chunk right off the bat easily with just integrating that 16-8 at first. Like, this was the, reassurance that I needed to tell me this was my journey. Like, fasting was going to take me there. Fasting was absolutely going to take me there. But I remember, because I was just still in the process of learning everything there was to know about this lifestyle, is that my headspace, where it was at, and how I knew, like, that it didn't have to be obsessive with the dietary choices, but because that's where I came from before. And that's what's, so common in diet culture as well. So when I shared this very vulnerable, I thought it felt very vulnerable, because of course we all want to share and congratulate with each other. Like, when we reach these, moments in our life where we make achievements, and that's great. We should absolutely, celebrate with each other. But there was a bit of apprehension I also remember feeling, where we had that fear of judgment, like somebody's going to say something, where if you fasted at all before and told anybody before, they probably hit you with the, why you got to starve yourself? And like, you don't want to go down I could go down that rabbit hole, but that's another episode. You have that apprehension of telling anybody or sharing really what your process is. And honestly, like, I totally understand that. You want to share with those who you know are not going to be judging you. But at the same time, that sense of having a little bit of fear, like, I get that. But do what's most comfortable for you. And for me, that was just being, as they say, like, I remember hearing it at one point, like they call it like vague booking. So I was like weight loss vague booking and just kind of enjoying that celebratory, like, all right, I think I found my method here at that point. And every picture afterward was just a further and further testament to the validity of this journey. And throughout every single photo that I took, and I didn't take many videos, and I'm not sure why, but for me it was more of that consistency with what I knew and seen in, again, conventional diet culture, with, you know, somebody, I had a deep underlying fear, and I still, in minor effects, have the fear, even though it's completely invalid and completely unreasonable to think and feel that somebody's going to, come up to me and be like, Vic, you didn't really lose 200 pounds. Like, but that's a real fear for me. Like, I have this deep underlying fear that someone's going to say that I didn't do it when I obviously did. And I didn't want to have that fear that, can come sometimes. So I knew documenting my journey in consistent poses every single time and as close to similar, like dressing, if I was putting a side-by-side up of like, in just underwear and bra or like bikini bathing suit or whatever outfit that I could match up with. I wanted things to be similar enough where you could visually see, because my artsy brain is like, oh, show like visually. Like it would just bother me if if they weren't like close enough where people would take me seriously and not try to disprove me. So present in mind while you're going through all these photos and being present in all of these moments, piles on top of each other the further you go along in this journey, and the more opportunities to have moments of celebration where, you pull on the pants and they're 2 sizes smaller than what you initially started, but guess what? You just went down another size. Like, honestly, celebrate those moments, take photos and document. Even if it's just for you, even if you don't share with anybody, you're going to want to see those photos. Trust me when I tell you this. Throughout that 2-year journey of dedicated weight loss efforts, it wasn't smooth sailing the whole time, because remember, I did become a widow midway through, so it was not smooth sailing. Lots of, emotional ups and downs. But as a visual, artsy-fartsy kind of person, as I like to call myself, I remember sitting and looking through when I had that, here come the tears already. I knew when I was having those mental tailspin moments that I could look at photos, and that my kids tease me for the amount of photos that I have, and I honestly, like, let me see, I bet it would tell me right now if I'm looking at my I have about almost 33,000 photos, almost 3,200 videos on my iPhone, iCloud, all that stuff, because I just want to savor every moment as possible. So along your journey, take the photos, set up your phone, prop it, set up a fun, enjoyable, like check-in routine process for it, because I'm telling you, your future self is going to be like, thank you. Like, you are going to appreciate having those opportunities to reflect on how far you've come, and that you are doing this. You are making beautiful, healthy changes for yourself and your future and your family's future. And that if you need like a visual reminder, there you go. There's your photos. Like, take a goofy photo, a goofy video, like make it the more enjoyable and present mind you can be in each of those moments that you capture that memory along your journey. It's going to make it all the more powerful, meaningful, permanent. It's just truly, I feel, the best way to go about this journey, because you want to savor all these moments, because this is your story. This is your life. This is your journey. And, of course, this is also going to be motivation, like I said, that's going to keep you from going backwards, from sabotaging efforts when you have a moment of weakness. If you can't reach out to a friend or all your other vices or options work, look at your photos. Look at how far you've come so far. I hope you take moments where you just are able to reflect, even in a journal, and slap some photos in there, or doodle, drawing. Document how you're feeling, like not in just a photo sense, but maybe you're creative and need that little outlet where you can combine it with something that you're doing in your fasting window, and documenting your journey and really savoring all these memories and moments along your journey, so that it can be a permanent change. So it is something that you've come to love, really like repair and fix your mindset like I did, to where you don't see yourself as a victim of obsessed with, addicted to food, and unable to adhere to, commonsensical good food choices. Like you're above all that. You are absolutely above all that. And documenting, savoring the process along the way is going to make it so much more easier to have those actions and behaviors that align with what's important to you and what's important to your long-term goals, because that's where you're headed for, in those beautiful, productive, awesome little tiny steps that you've been doing along the way, that I know you've been doing all the way. So as a little quick episode for you, I want to give you all, again, a very big virtual, over the ear, in your ear holes hug from Central Florida here. So I hope you all are doing very well. If you are in need of any support on your fasting journey, please know that I'm here. I care. With every single person that I connect with, I truly see a glimmer of my story and similarities in the folks that I see and consult with. And I know there's still so many more lives to be changed. And if you're one of them, if you've been wondering, like, oh, I don't know what to do, if you're unsure, if you're afraid, or any of that stuff, please don't be. Please do not be. It's very humbling to be able to connect with people and being spoken to at times, feeling like being put up on a pedestal. But honestly, like we're all on the same level. You are on the same level as me, and you can do and have and achieve what I've achieved with the lifestyle of integrating intermittent fasting into your life. You can have the healthy life that you want, but you got to be willing to work for it and show up and be present, be aware, appreciate, love this journey. You have to be thankful for everything that comes with this. Because you can have this. You can absolutely have this. And like I always say, I believe in you, even if you don't. And it's true. I do. Big hugs to you all. Bye.
The Fasting Focus Lifestyle Podcast. Copyright 2022. The information given within this podcast is not intended or implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Please consult your doctor before starting any weight loss method. Thank you.